Welcome, Irish fans, to this week's edition of the Jack Swarbrick Show. On today's show, we chat with Notre Dame junior men's soccer player John Gallagher, visit with Notre Dame linebacker and triple option stopper Greer Martini, and get to know Notre Dame outstanding senior swimmer Danielle Marguerite. But first, to get things started, here are your hosts, James Onwualu, Rachel Nasland, and me. Jack got called out of town on a last-minute mandatory business trip. He said his regrets, but I'm happy to be chatting with both you guys again, and as we were getting ready for the show. You both have very busy weeks, but they're a little different. So, James, what's your week been like?
My week, I actually had an exam this morning. The normal week for football. So Sunday, we're in their treatment, a little bit of film, nothing too crazy. But then Monday, scouting reports. We watched the previous game first. Watched that for about an hour and a half. Shake out, have a little workout. And then we come back for scouting reports, getting on the new team, and then practice and studying.
Always studying.
What's your
Always
week
studying.
like?
Scholar athlete over here. I'm in off season right now, so our hours drop down to about 8. But that's for practice and workouts. So on top of that, we are doing meetings, team building, meetings with our psychology coaches. But it's really nice because basically, you're only working on your position. So I pitch 3 days a week, and I'm off the other 4 days from softball-wise, and then work out 5 days a week. But a lot nicer than when we're in season, when we're in 20-some hours a week, because then when I'm not pitching, I'm just hanging out at practice doing
I feel like
other
pitchers
stuff.
are like specialists for us. They just kind of do their own thing on the side, come in, throw a couple balls, and then they're done for the day.
Except they're out there for the whole game when they do pitch. And you guys will even pitch in back-to-back
pitch a whole game?
games.
We pitch whole games. The only time we have relief is if you get into trouble. So you can pitch 2 games in a row, too. It's not healthy for you.
They're not quite like kickers.
Okay.
It's not 3 minutes in the entire weekend.
But we have a special
it's 3
kicker.
critical minutes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We have a special kicker. Newsom works out more than anybody, though. So.
Well, so do pitchers, but we do it in a different way, I guess. It's very different. But sometimes our practices, we could get it done a lot shorter than all the other position players or batters. But what's funny is that, like, during a game, we actually get more, like, playing time, essentially, because of the amount of pitches we throw versus maybe someone who gets 3 at-bats might play outfield and doesn't see a ball. So their practice is longer, but our in-time game will be, like, longer.
Now, you mentioned your psychology coaches. I'm sure some fans listening go, well, what is that? What do the psychology coaches work on with you? How many of them are?
We have 3 separate ones. We have we work with Darren, who's on Notre Dame staff. We unfortunately lose him soon, but he was coming out once a week with us, giving us like little pointers. He was a mental coach to the Giants for their 3.
I've met him. Yeah.
Their wins, yeah, and then we work with Bo, who is from Australia, so we Skype him. And that we work on a lot of team dynamic, how to communicate with a bunch of different personalities, especially being on a female athlete team. There's a lot of emotions, and you have to understand how best people learn, how best to communicate and give advice, or if there's an issue to approach someone. So we work a lot with him on that and like team building. And then we also worked with Brian Kane, who works with a lot of baseball teams across the country, and he focuses on routines going up to bat or pitching wise, so like how to have routines to approach a play every time, like mentally, so to stay consistent and so you don't kind of get
psyched out.
And do you have regular meetings, the football team, with psychology coaches?
We do some of that off the field stuff during the off season as well. Yeah, so we do. Some of the leaders get together and get through and try to work through some of the problems that separate groups have on the field. But,
it's such a big team. It's hard to get everyone together.
Yeah, I mean, we usually grab like 2 guys from each group. So we'll get together and talk about those kind of things. But, our team's pretty open. Anybody can really say anything and call somebody out on the field. So it's a little bit different for softball maybe. But, we have pretty open pretty open communication.
Yeah, the stuff he's told me that he can like yell at teammates or whatever, and they brush it off their shoulder.
Well, not yell.
Okay, well, like sternly say.
Yeah.
No yell.
Girls take it a little bit harsher and personal, and you get feelings hurt, and then it's this whole thing. But then also like On the other side, softball's a failing game. Like, you are successful as a batter if you hit 3 out of 10 times. You might get up to bat 3 times in a game. So out of 3 games, you only get 3 hits. Like, it's a failing game.
Yeah.
And so you have to have a strong mental approach in that aspect. And pitching-wise, you're just kind of out there and a lot, right? Like, a pitcher can never win a game. You can really only lose a game. So.
Gee, that sounds like a terrible job.
Yeah, geez.
I don't know what I got myself into, really.
I mean, I was a Little League pitcher, so I won't even throw myself. I thought it was fun.
Little League.
I thought it was fun. Little and Senior League I used to pitch.
That's awesome. Did you make it to the World Series?
No, we did not. Well, now you're bringing back badminton. We almost did, but they rescheduled a playoff game. See, you never forget, and our whole team wasn't there. Our right fielder actually played with a cast.
Your whole team
and we lost when he dropped the fly ball in the bottom of the 7th inning, which are only 7-inning games.
It's clearly scarred you.
Sports, you never forget those childhood sports memories. They stay with you forever. But let's get to something serious here. Shamrock Series this weekend. I've been a part of a lot of them. It's great for the university. Lots of activities around the event. They really start on Thursday. I know for the team, you really treat it like a regular road game, but it is different for you guys in a number of ways, and just about every player I've ever talked to really likes it. Tell me why.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of different activities surrounding that game. So it's a different energy, and the fans bring a different energy as well. So, for us, the New Jerseys, it's always kind of a fun. You have a home game that's away from home, and we've always played fun teams for these games. So, it's a little change up, but the players like it. So.
And throughout sports now, gear's important. I mean, professional teams, they have a lot of different jerseys that they wear.
Yeah.
And at Notre Dame, because tradition is so important, and I know it's a reason why both of you came. The tradition's another reason to come here. But this shakes up that tradition a little bit, and it's really the only time you do get to shake up your gear and, maybe more importantly, that iconic helmet.
Yeah. I mean, guys get recruited all over the country, and when you come and visit a school, they show you the 50 different uniforms that they're going to be wearing in the next few years or whatever it is. And here, that's obviously different. You're wearing the classics every week. So it's fun for guys to get a little switch up. And, the guys have actually been in on making a couple of the jerseys and, talking with Under Armour now. And I've been in on some of those meetings about what they're doing for the couple next years. So it's fun to have a say in those kind of things.
Have you gotten a peek at this week's jersey?
Oh, yeah. It's out. I modeled it last year.
You did?
Not last year, but I modeled it.
Was it with the
when was it, this summer,
fashion
maybe?
show?
No. Not the fashion show.
That's the fashion show.
Yeah.
That's a big secret.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in Football 101. It's closed. We don't allow any pictures taken. It's actually gotten a little bit less risque than it was originally. But
yeah, there was some Jerron Jones, and there's some guys that had a little bit too much fun with that. But.
It was I was at the first one. I was covering it, and I left. I felt like I was at a bachelorette party.
One of my favorites is Chase Hounshaw. He always put on a good show.
He did, and we definitely need to move along to the helmet. We had one of the helmets here. I don't think we still do, but I do think, James, this helmet, they've all been really interesting. And the funny side is, I know, again, traditionalists kind of wince. Every one of them is sold out in like 12 hours, the ones that are made available to Steiner Sports or whatnot for collectibles. But I think this year's is absolutely sweet with the God Country Notre Dame, that relief from the Basilica of Sacred Heart, that's on each side of the helmet.
Well,
I just think it's sweet.
It's sweet. And what I think the coolest thing is they're all hand-painted.
Yeah.
So they all have your number on them. This is like the 17th I painted today, and you're like, whoa, like some person's actually sitting here like working through this. They didn't just spray on stencil it. So I think that's the coolest part.
And you like it even more because
I get to keep it.
He's a senior. He gets to keep it.
I get my own hand-painted helmet, which
that's
going
to be in the Onwualu rec room for the
exactly.
For the rest
I'm
of
sure
time.
my brother will probably take it somehow, but
well, it'll still be in the family.
Yeah, it'll be around.
Well, we have 3 special guests, so we need to take a break, and we'll be back with our first guest right after this.
Stepping onto that field, letting the teammates rushing around you, fans, the bright lights, it's incredible.
The shot from McGowan, and she scores!
And we know that there's no easy games throughout the season. Every game, it's got to be a fight.
Great footwork. Little makes the diving save.
It's like this team is a family. You're playing for something that's bigger than yourself.